Hey guys, welcome back to Rags and Stitches. We are now doing part 5, which is the final product of our mosaic block. Let me fix what I said earlier in the previous video. The final project is not video number 4, it's video number 5. So it looks like we're going to have about 5 videos per project, give or take. So this is video 5, the final. We're going to finish our cozy mosaic block, which is project number 1 in our box number 1 of Miss Quilty. Okay, so I was reading a little bit ahead. I think I know where we're at, but bear with me. Here we go. Let's get started. Okay, so next and final step. Gather the following: your half square triangles, your strip units, and your D square. Okay. So let's gather that. I've already gathered them. The D square is our big butterfly square that we had cut out. That's the centerpiece. Okay. So we have all of that together. All right. So we can check that off. Now, it tells you to arrange the pieces and pin it and stuff. I'm going to do my own kind of way, which the book tells you to do, but instead of piecing it all out, I'm not going to do that. In other words, I'm going to go ahead and sew it together. This seems easier for me to grasp than to sit there and pin it all down and, because it tells you arrange the pieces in 3 rows as shown here. That way you can just pick them up and sew them. But I'm going to do it as I go along is what I'm trying to say. Okay, so we're going to block it off into 3 strips. Okay, so here's how we're going to do it. And I'm going to bring you down to the table so you can see. We're going to forget about the book a minute. Put it over here for reference. Okay, so put everything we need is together. I have it here. And I'm going to angle you down to where you can see. Hold on. There you are. Okay. So forget the background. This is the background fabric here. I don't know why the camera's taking a minute to catch up. Give it a minute. This is background fabric, but we're not putting anything on there yet. I just was laying it on there. So you're going to take to do the top row, we're going to take it in rows, is what we're doing. So you're going to need 2 of your A1s, triangles, and you're going to need your strips that you sewed together, one of those. And you want to put it together like a strip. Okay? Now, the bad part for me is I didn't do something right because it's going to cover up one of my little blocks, but that's okay. I'm just going to go with it. Because if I did it the right way, I'd have a big gap right here. So, unless maybe you're supposed to, no, that doesn't make any sense. Let's look at yeah, actually, that is the way it goes, I think. Hold on. This says, no, I had it right the first time. It should be sewn together like this. Okay, so what we're going to do is sew the pieces into rows, pressing the seam in the direction indicated by the arrows. Sew the rows together after that. So we're going to go ahead, and of course you're pressing as you go along. We're going to go ahead and just sew the first row together. So let's pin it so that it stays in place before we get to sewing. Looks like we're going to be sewing, I guess, both sides. I guess. I don't really know. So we're going to pin right here. Pin them together first, the triangles, and we're making one straight strip. And guys, If I mess up, hey, it's okay. I'm not quite sure what I'm doing here. I just wish I wouldn't have covered up the black polka dots. So mine's not going to have the blue polka dots. So mine's only going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here. But it is what it is. I don't know what else I can do. I think I did something wrong and I'm not sure what it was. I thought we followed along right. If you know what I did wrong, please leave it in the comments. It's okay. Um, you know, I don't think I'm doing too bad for a first timer ever. First time ever. So ultimately, it looks like the triangles should be a little bit higher. So I'm going to look at something. Hold on. You know what it is that's making mine not look quite correct? Well, I'll tell you what it is. It's because my triangles are off measurement. So I'm going to grab the ones that are measured correctly and put them at the top. The rest of them, so be it. Okay. But as you can see, I'm going to lose my polka dots on the end, but that's okay. So I did do something wrong. Measurement wise, I definitely did. I don't know. But again, it's my first time. So I'm trying to make it a strip. I have to look at it as in strips because that's the only way I'm going to grasp this. I want to pin it nicely and I can't seem to. Okay. So it doesn't really give you a lot of how to sew this together. Just to sew it in strips. Sew the pieces in rows as shown. You put them together and you sew them in rows. So, I'm presuming sew down this side, sew down that side, and then sew in between. So that's what we're going to do. And we'll just see what happens. I don't know. So I'm going to bring you over here. Let me move the background fabric out of the way. Over to the machine. And sorry about that. We're going to go through. If I seem confused, it's because I'm not sure I'm doing this right. But we'll just learn together. Okay. For video purposes, I guess we'll have to sew one and then press it and then sew another. I don't know. We're just going to go with it, guys. Here we go. And we'll have a 1/4 inch seam. And whatever we do, whatever's excess, we'll cut off at the end. I don't know what else to do. I did something wrong. So get to town. Here we go. This is going to be tricky. I need my tool. What did I do with the tool? I'm assuming this is the way I'm supposed to do it. Unless I was supposed to be sewing it onto the background, but it doesn't tell me to do that. I might be, I just might be, I'm not sure. I'm just going to sew the strips together in this, and then I'll put it. I don't really need this. I really don't. I think I'm supposed to be sewing strips onto the background. I've got an issue here. How'd that happen? Sometimes you just have to wing it and, fake it till you make it. Let's take this up a minute and look at something. I'm going to go and look at something's happening. I'm going to go and look at these instructions a minute, guys. Bear with me. Because I think we're supposed to be sewing rows onto our background. That's what it looks like on here. Yeah, it looks like you're supposed to be sewing it onto the background. Okay, well, you know what? That's what we're going to do. Hold on. We're going to do, we're going to do that. Let's get our background and see. That's why they tell you to pin it. I'm pretty sure. Okay, so I tell you what we're going to do. I'm going to bring you back over here. I think I figured out what I'm doing wrong. What is this thing on my screen? I swear. Trying to talk to you guys in video, and the thing is, okay, let's change a plan, guys. Let's do it this way. Let's put, and if it hangs off a bit, I'm not going to worry. I'll trim it all at the end. So let's go and pin this differently. Okay. So we know we need the triangle. See, this is the problem I'm running into. Is my triangles, and I know I measured the background right. My triangles are not, it's just not right. That's not right. Hold on, guys. I did this wrong. Oh, boy, did I. Hold on. We've got to undo this whole thing. Oh, I did it wrong. I sure as heck did. Thank God it's just a loose stitch here. I don't even have the triangles in the right direction, guys. So we're going to do this different. That's why they have the step of pinning it onto the, okay. This wasn't even in the right direction. What it should look like, we're going to sew it on the background in strips. Okay. I may be still doing this wrong, but we're going to see. The triangles should be in the corner like that, with the stripy one facing downward. So ultimately, it should be like this. As you can see, I'm having a bit of an issue here. We don't even need background fabric, really, because we're just stitching them together. Oh, I don't know. On the book, let me just explain. In the book, it does not say anything about sewing it to your background. So I'm presuming that this, in fact, is the background. But you must sew it on something to make it sturdier, right? I don't know what to do. I think I'm just going to put it all out and then we're just going to sew it. How about that? Instead of doing strips and sewing like that, yeah. We're going to pin it in place and we're just going to do it like that. Let's see if we can pin it at least to look right. Somewhat. And Yeah, because this is just baffling me. When actual fact, this should be like this. It cuts out all my blocks. I mean, I don't want my flowers cut out. But if you don't, then your triangle doesn't show. I'm so confused. Is anyone else as confused as me? I'm just curious. What have I done wrong? Don't know. Okay, well, I'm not blocking my flowers out because I like my flowers. So if I end up short with a corner, I end up short with a corner. Because I want to see my flowers here. I don't know, guys. If anyone knows, please fill me in because, yeah. Because, see, when we do this, we're going to lose part of that triangle. And over here, we're going to try to make it even. But I'm still doing rows. Boy, did I pick the wrong stripy fabric here. That doesn't even look right, does it? I'm using clips and pins, but I'm using clips on the far end here in the middle. So, I mean, that'll work, but it's not the way it's supposed to look. I swear. Okay, well, at least we know that these should be like this. Okay, let's pin down Miss Block D. So she should be here in the center under here. Okay, so she should be here in the center. Let's make sure we're in the center. That looks like the center. And then these go in this direction. Why do I have a feeling that mine is going to come out crappy? I don't know. I don't know. Is this going to be my cup of tea? I don't know. I'm not sure. I don't know. There's probably a better system, guys, but I'm just as lost as everyone else. This is cute. Okay, that's cute. Oh, wait, you're covering up the triangle. Triangle should be on top of that. Okay, I kind of see what I'm doing now. All right, we're getting somewhere. Getting somewhere. So if I pin this part down and I need to pin it. This is why they want you to piece it and pin it. Now I'm getting it. I'm getting it. Okay. Okay, we're getting there, guys. All right. And then this one, do you see it? Okay. Mine are just jacked. Oh, Lord. Lord, Lord. Okay, well, it'll be cute. We've got our fabric on the back. I'm thinking I should just sew this on batting. Triangle on top. We're learning. See, we need to learn to put the strips down first, then the triangle on top. Now, my lines are not super straight. I can see a couple of errors already, but we have got it together, guys. And this is the way I'm going to do it. Instead of sewing in strips, I'm going to sew it together. Now, this is the one that came out too short, but that's okay because I'm going to trim it. I'm going to trim all around this perimeter. I don't have to have it this big. So I'm probably going to end up cutting off some of the background fabric. Look at that, guys. Can you see? Okay, we've got it together. Okay, it's pinned. It's not pinned great. I'm trying to, but it's pinned. Why does this side look crooked? This side. Let's see. That's more. Right there. Let me tell you something, guys. This is not for the faint-hearted. But I'm sitting here thinking I didn't even need this fabric on the back side. However, it will make it a little more sturdier, but I should have this on batting instead of this fabric because that fabric's not even going to show. And I'm wasting good fabric for my kit. But I could have just pinned that on batting. But I'm not going to do it again. Okay. All right, let's just do it. Let me get a little sip of Coca-Cola. And let's see. Some of the tips it gives us for sewing. And you can choose how you want to do it. It shows you to sew it together in strips. It doesn't even use the background fabric. But I'm going to have to start doing it this way. I'm not coordinated enough to do all these strips. My measurements are off, so I'm just going to piece it together like a puzzle and sew it like that. Okay. So what you would normally do, what the instructions say to do, is to arrange the pieces in 3 rows. 1, 2, 3. Okay. And the fabric bead triangles point to the center. So all of them point to the center. Then you're going to pin them and sew them into rows, pressing the seams in the direction indicated by the arrows. So really, I think you're supposed to, I don't know. That's too difficult for me. I'm skipping that part. I'm going to just sew it like I would anything else. Then press the seams away from the center row. See figure 13. Your block should measure 12.5 by 12.5, which this is. I know because of my backing. So that's what we're going to do. The last step will be to give it all a press. So let's sew it together. We're going to wing this and we're going to do the best we can. I'm going to try not to move it around too much. We're going to start by going, I think, we're going to start on this edge and just go around the perimeter first and go from there. I just don't know how else to do it because I'm not skilled at this. I'm not sure about this. And I'm just going to go with what my brain can comprehend. There you go. So if you know a better way or if you know what the instructions mean, this is the part where I'm lost. So we're just going to improvise and go with the flow. I mean, that's all you can do. Here we go. Whew. I'm just going to try to figure out how to sew around everything and hopefully we'll get it. Let's be ready to begin. Back stitch forward. And then, yep. And just trying to keep a straight line. Everything's pinned. If you're wondering why I'm in so far, it's because something's wrong here. What the heck? Hold on, guys. There's a triangle. Of course there is. We're going to start that over. That's okay. We didn't get that far. Boy, I tell you what, eventually, though, we'll know what we're doing and it'll be amazing when we go to make things and it'll be a lot easier. But right now, if you're wondering why I'm going in so far, it's because That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go down and then go across. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do rows. I am gonna sew in rows. It's because mine are not cut right. So if yours are cut right, then you're good to go. Mine are, I'm gonna have to trim excess off. Mine's not right. I'm just gonna sew there. I went down. I meant to go that way. That's okay. I'll go around this way and come down. That's what I'll do. So just let's get the edges. This is tricky here. Hold on. And you may have to reposition as you're sewing. I'm not going to do it all the way around. I'm going to stop and check it because I just don't trust it. Okay, it's one side. I'm going to go back up here and I'm going to go. You know, it's so funny because this is a beginner project and the beginner is still lost. I'm going to go across here and get it in place. And then I'm going to do row by row, just like it told me to, because I need to watch where these edges are going. I didn't pin it good enough. I'm not good at this piecing thing. I mean, I'm not going to get discouraged. I'm frustrated because mine did not come out right. Half of my fabric you can't even see because I have to cover it up to get it straight. So I'm definitely not thrilled with that outcome, but we'll get it. See, where even am I supposed to sew with that? This needs to be like this. Right. It's definitely tricky, guys. It's tricky because of the shapes and putting it together like a puzzle and, you know, straight lines and measurements and I'm not quite sure and this is where it's going to go. Because I want this to cover that. This is the tricky part. Lay it flat. Please don't be crooked. My square at the end is my block is not going to be I'm just going to go ahead and turn it, needle down, turn it, and we're just going to turn it and come down and one more time and go down the middle. If I have double seam, that's okay because I'm going to cut it off. Because I went outside my original seam. This is where I'm going to be. So I'm going to put that down and turn it. And then let's go down here. This takes concentration, I will say. And see, now I'm going to have another line because that's where it goofed up earlier. But that's okay. I can go back and rip that seam out later. I think my needle's getting old. This is definitely a needle that probably needs to be changed after this because I've had many projects and I haven't changed it yet. since I worked on that thick lace that broke the machine. Oh, crap. Oh, wait a minute, guys. I'm doing this right. You're not. This is supposed to be under this corner. See, this is what happens if you don't pin it right. I am stopping here a minute. I was going to keep going, but I have got to get this right. I've already messed up enough. So let's stop there. If you're really good at this, you could have just whizzed along. But my D square is going all over the place and it's not pinned down correctly. And that's not any good. So I want to pin this down. So let me move over here a minute. Right here. I'm sorry, guys. I'm going to turn you around a minute. I've got to fix this because this is going to screw up the whole thing. So I've got to fix this. And I tell you, this project will help you realize if you like quilting or not. Yeah. I think I'm going to love it, but I just have a lot to learn because I don't have any clue what I'm doing. Now, see how far down that is? That's not right. It needs to come up here. That's what was scaring me. The whole background showing. It's supposed to be like this. There we go. There we go. I'm pinning the crap out of this. Excuse my French. Okay? This has just got to be pinned better. Go through and put your pins all the way through, guys. Don't be lazy like me. Because you see where that gets you? Or you have to stop in the middle and you could have just sewn it, you know, because you're not because you're not pinned down and everything's moving as you sew. So definitely just go and pin the heck out of it. Pin everything where you want it. Also being sure to tuck everything where it's supposed to be tucked, like the triangle or the yeah, I've learned my lesson now. I have to pin down. Definitely fill it up full of pins because this is not pleasant when it starts going messy and you don't have stuff in the right spot. You see how this is doing here? The whole triangle's out. What the heck has happened over here? Yeah, see, this isn't right at all. It slipped, that's why. So yeah, let's go through and make sure everything is pinned first. I get why they said that now. Because and try to straighten it, flatten it, you know, when you're pinning it so that you don't have any buckles in it because that's going to mess you up as well. And I'm telling you, I mean, piecing these things together is not for the faint-hearted. I just think this is really cool, but I really think I want a simpler block as far as sizing. I think because this one is smaller cutouts, it's a little bit harder for me. We should have just had an all square pattern. I guess where's the fun in that, right? Okay, I think I am pinned down enough to where I've got pins everywhere to where it is hopefully going to lay the way it's supposed to. Okay. All right. Back to our sewing machine. Here we go. Turn you around. Let's try this again. Now, where were we? We had stopped right here. We were going to go down here. Okay. Let's go down and do a row. Let's follow directions like they said and do a row. So we're going to start right here. We're going to go down and do a row. Okay. Here we go. Where is my foot pedal? Hold on, guys. I'm having an issue with my foot pedal. Of course I am. Flip it over. I'm trying not to have to get down there, but I may have to. There we go. I don't know if I'm catching on the string. What's happening? Okay, I want my presser thing. Just give me the short one. I don't know where the other one is right now. Right underneath them. See, this should be on top. Goodness gracious. Where's my pin cushion? I'm getting quiet, y'all, because I'm concentrating. Are y'all concentrating? Because I am. Oh my goodness. If you know a simpler way, please share. This is definitely all new to me. This is supposed to go like this. Anything else? Up, up, up. Hold on, this is not correct. Hold on. Goes under, tuck it. There you go. Go backwards. I'm not in the right spot. Sorry. We're going to turn it so where he's back in the right spot. Here we go. So we can sew our seam together here. I just don't know. Guys, I really thought this was going to be simple, this part. I must have been out of my doggone mind. And my needle is screwing up as well. I mean, golly. Jeez. My stitches look horrible. Anyway, that's what it should be doing, though. I sewed actually in the... That's correct. This side looks good, and then over here is all jacked up. I don't even know what to tell you with that. I think I'm going to go back over this later with some kind of stitch. And I've got some other color hanging out here, which I am right now going to cut. And then I'm going to go around this side, all around. So what we're going to do, so I don't stay on here with you, you know, and you can go focus and I can focus. What we're going to do is, which we've already started, we're going to go all the way around sewing in strips like that. And then the third. So three portions. We're going to sew all the way around. And then when we're done doing that, I'm going to come back on and that'll be our final project. So at least we know what we're doing. We're on the end stage here, but I've got to go focus on how to get all of these things lined up to where they look halfway decent. And then we'll come on for the final stage of ironing and celebrating because we will have finished our first block. Okay, sounds good. I will see you guys back here in just a few. And we will finish up. We're going to have videos number 6. This is video number 5. But I'm going to go concentrate on finishing this. And then we'll come back on and go over what we did and be excited because we'll have it finished. All right, guys. See you soon. Okay, keep working on your block. I'll be back. All right, guys. Bye.